Hectic. Alrighty. Let's do this. What's happening, everyone? What's going on? I hope you're having a fantastic day. This is episode number 107. Welcome to the Luke Mind Power Show. It's a blessing to be alive. It's a blessing to be doing another episode. Haven't had an episode for a couple of weeks, actually, and I've always had it in the back of my mind that I'm like, come on, man, you got to do another episode. You're busy, but you got to get it in there. And sometimes it's challenging, running a company, having so many clients as well, managing all the social media platforms that I do. It's actually not easy to kind of be able to do everything that you want to do. I'm sure that you can relate in your own lives as well with different things that you need to manage in your, experience every single day. You have priorities and you have things that sometimes you don't get to do as much or as often as you would like to. But things are coming together slowly. I'm managing and I'm back again. So I'm excited to be here with you guys. This episode, I'm going to call it I Double Dare You, right? I double dare you to focus on you for the next 6 months. Now, this is something really profound if you give it that energy, right? Because you can bullshit yourself. You can make a promise to yourself, make a commitment, and then you can break it after 2 weeks. So this is a good question to you to say, how accountable are you to yourself? Are you the type of person that says shit but then doesn't follow through? Or are you the type of person that actually, when you say you're going to do something, actually follow through and do it? So I hope that you're listening to this right now, and maybe you've come to a point in your life where it's actually time for you to show up. Like, it's time for you to respect yourself. It's time for you to actually go a little bit deeper into your journey, into your focus, into, being more determined, into achieving your goals, into working on something that you've been putting off, or that that you can be putting more time and effort into, but, right, maybe you've been influenced by others to not be so focused, or maybe, you've been a little bit lazy, or maybe you just haven't had that motivation. Maybe you've been waiting for a sign. Maybe this is your sign. Maybe this is your moment that you finally get off your ass and you go, you know what? I've been in my comfort zone for a long time. I've been sitting in my sorrows for a long time. I've been complaining, right, for a long time. I've been living in the past for a long time. And maybe today's the day where you go, you know what? Fuck that. Like, I'm fucking on my way to die. Like, for real. This is the biggest truth that you can realize. Like, you're going to die, and we're wasting so much fucking time, wasting so much of our life, worrying, complaining, fucking focusing on what's going on over there. What's happening with her? What happened with your other friends the other week? What's happening in the family? When instead you could be focusing on yourself. Instead, you could be letting go of the ego and stop focusing on what's going on in other people's lives and start focusing on yourself. Start giving yourself that time and attention. So maybe it's time. Maybe it's time that you took a few steps back into yourself, got outside of the world that you've been living in, and get into your world a little bit more. So a lot can be done. A lot, like so much, can be done when you start to really, really make promises and keep them with yourself. I know that there's a quote out there that says, 6 months of focus can put you ahead in 5 years of your life. Like 6 months. Like, that's a lot of time. 5 years. Like the 6 months of full focus that you put into your journey right now, or wherever you are, wherever you want to go moving forward, like that's transformational shit, man. Or you could just keep living the same way you've been living and keep getting the same results that you've been getting. And then keep complaining and keep gossiping, keep doing the same shit, and you'll keep getting the same results. Or you can really take this as an omen, as a sign from the universe, as a sign from God, whatever your belief system is, that maybe today is the day that I make a new plan. 1st of September, 2021. I know wherever you are around the world, maybe it actually is. It's morning in Europe, and it's starting to be morning in North America as well. Maybe today's the day. So this is a really powerful thing to commit to. Okay, 2018, I think it was around June. I remember living at my sister's house. She has 3 children, and this was at the beginning of my journey when I, just started making some new decisions in my life. I started saying yes to me, and I basically left like all of my friends, everyone that I was hanging out with. I stopped using cocaine. It was a good decision for me to move to my sister's house and to move away from the 1-bedroom apartment that I was living in, because, that's where I was I would say I had fun. Like, I'm not going to deny it. Like, fuck, I had mad fun with my mates and friends and, doing drugs and drinking and parties and shit like that. It was great. But, you come to a point where you realize, like, is that all there is? Like, is there anything else? What else is there? Why am I here? Right. And I realized that in order for me to grow, I needed to let go of a lot of things. Right. And a lot of those things were friends. There were people that I'd grown up with, like friends that I'd known for like years, 10 years, longer than that. I went to school with some of these people. And I have to tell you that one of the hardest things to do in your life is to go against your family, your friends, and the people that you love. Right? We have this perception that because we've known certain people for a certain amount of time, that we owe them something, that we have to stay around, that we can't leave them. We are emotionally attached to them because we've built these relationships with them. And if we go and do what we want to do, we feel guilty. People are going to judge you. Right? And it's kind of hard. It is hard. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, it's fucking easy, you should just do it. It's not. It's fucking hard, man. Like, I had so much fun. I used to love it, But I realized that for things to change, for you to get different results, you got to start doing shit differently. You can't keep going the same fucking way. And so I realized my environment was unhealthy. The environment being the people that I was around. I needed new people, right? And it wasn't that I found new people. It was that I made time for me. I started to become the new people. I started to say yes to me. I started hanging around with me more, right? Some people say, well, I don't have like successful friends, or I don't have people that are motivating or people that are positive. You don't need them. You need you. You become the fucking positive person. You become your own best friend. You become your own number one fan. And then you pay attention to what you put in your mind every single day. And that's what I did. I said, all right, it's time to move out of my 1-bedroom apartment. It's time to stop selling drugs. It's time to stop using cocaine. And it was good for me to move back to my sister's house, because moving back to my sister's house meant that I couldn't sell cocaine. That's the truth. I couldn't fucking do drugs anymore because I'm living with my sister. She's got 3 young kids. It wasn't right. I couldn't do it. So that moment of moving back, changing a few things in my life. You know, I even remember the last moment that I rejected like doing coke. It was close, man. It was tempting. But there was something deeper. You know, there was like you want to think about your life and where you're at and go, where am I going? Like, is this where I want to be in 5 years' time? Is this who I really am? And I just had something there. And the truth is that I've always had something there, but I just never knew what it was. You know, I was always searching. I was trying to figure it out, you know, because even school pissed me off because I wasn't good at school and I didn't like it. I'd always got shit marks and, you know, everybody else was always doing better than me. So I always felt like I wasn't good enough. But then after finishing school and, you know, different relationships and stuff like that, you're still trying to like work it out. Like, what am I good at? Like working in a market research company, on the phones, working at McDonald's, working for family on, you know, doing like selling on eBay, selling perfumes, then working for the government as a customer service representative, and then a driving examiner. And still like, this is not me. Like, what is this? Like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Working for the government for the rest of my life? So start asking yourself some questions, right? Because there's more from you than you think. And if you don't start asking yourself some questions, you will basically fall into the matrix and you will be consumed by the world. You'll be consumed by the opinions of others. You'll be consumed by your unhealthy environment. You'll be consumed by your workplace, by the people that you work with. And one of the biggest things for me was leaving that government job. I was there for 9 years, right? But I questioned it, and I was at 33 years old. I'm like, am I supposed to be here? Like, I had a good friend of mine. He's an amazing guy. And he was in his early 50s. And I thought to myself, he's been in this job for 20 years. And I thought to myself, is that me at 53 or 51 or 52? And I was like, no way. There's no way that I'm going to stay here for another 20 years. So it was about making changes. It was about making decisions. It was about changing my lifestyle. It was about changing my habits, right? Everything that you do every single day makes up who you become, who you are. So change them. Change. You got to change. Got to move. Got to change things, right? So moving to my sisters, and you'll get why I'm sharing this story with you, because as I mentioned to you, this podcast is about I double dare you to focus on you for the next 6 months. No announcements, just fall back and do the fucking work. If you want to change your life, if you want to get somewhere where you've never been before, you got to start doing shit you've never done before. Straight up. So I remember living at my sister's house, and my nephew Austin was. I shared the same bed with him, and I remember lying there and I was scrolling through Instagram. This is 2018, around June. And the reason why I call this podcast I Double Dare You, because the original quote or post that I saw on Instagram said exactly that, but just without the double. I just came across it on Instagram and it said, I dare you to dedicate the next 6 months to your goals. No announcements, just fall back and do the work. And it was just like, wow, that just hit me so good. It was as if like the universe just showed me that message because it was my time. I was there. I was ready. I made some changes and it just hit me in the right spot. So I hope if you're listening to this on a podcast, you're watching this on TikTok or Instagram, or you're watching this on a replay on my YouTube channel, or you're watching this live on my YouTube channel, I hope that maybe it's your time. I hope that maybe you get some inspiration from this. I hope that, maybe you've got to a point that you're ready. You're ready to take action. You're ready to change. You're ready to evolve. You're ready to let go of that toxic, unhealthy, abusive, emotionally stressful relationship that maybe you're in. Maybe you've been contemplating leaving an unhealthy friendship or an unhealthy, toxic environment like your job, or something that's going on in your life right now that is stressing you out, and it's not healthy and it's not making you feel good about life. Maybe this is your time for you to remove yourself. Maybe this is your time to show up for you and to love you a little bit more and start doing what's right for you. Maybe it's time for you to realize that you matter. Maybe it's time for you to realize that, hey, you know what? If I'm going to change my life, if I'm going to step into my brilliance, if I'm going to activate the greatness that I really do have in myself, well, I'm only going to have that if I start taking care of me. Maybe it's time for me to actually be happy, because it's fucking healthy to be happy. I choose to be happy because it's healthy. Like, you didn't come here to be sick. You didn't come here to live in a state of dis-ease. One of the reasons why we can actually attract diseases in our body is because we're unhealthy, because we're unhappy, because our body is in a state of unhappiness, dis-ease. Maybe it's time for you to be happy. Maybe it's time for you to not be afraid of you, to show up for you a little bit more, to pay attention more to your feelings and your emotions that maybe you suppress because you're always trying to fucking serve others, always trying to make other people happy. Maybe it's time for you to put yourself first. Maybe it's time that I double dare you to focus on you for the next 6 months. No announcements. Just fucking fall back, man. Fall back. Do the work. So I'm in a powerful position right now. If I look back at my life in 8 months ago, I was screwed. I was screwed. I lost all my money. I was in debt. My business failed. And I thought to myself, freaking hell, man, what am I doing? How am I going to overcome this? And I turned it around. I took action. I believed in myself. And I tell you, you know what? I got to that place because I had to get hurt. I had to get kicked to the floor. And sometimes the only time that you'll ever change, the only time that you'll ever stand up is when it hurts enough, when you have no choice, where you have no choice but to survive, but to stand up for yourself and say, you know what, this is not it. This is just a speed hump. This is just a part of my journey. This is part of my evolution. This is part of what I have to go through because this is building me. This is part of my growth. This is part of my lessons. This is what I needed to learn. This is what the universe took me through because I needed to fucking learn it. I needed to learn it. Because if I didn't learn that, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. If I didn't feel that pain, I wouldn't have woke up to my greatness. I needed to suffer. I needed to not trust myself, to realize that I had to trust myself. I needed to trust myself more. I needed to believe in myself more because I was doubting myself last year. I gave the power to someone else and I let them control me. And I didn't believe in myself. I didn't trust my intuition. It took me 6 months to realize that I was disrespecting myself. My own spirit was fucking speaking to me. It was as clear as DJ Danilo would say it, as clear as daylight. It was as clear as daylight from June till December. My intuition was speaking to me. It was saying, Luke, this is wrong, bro. What you're dealing with, there's something wrong. It doesn't match up. $10,000. Another $10,000. Another 10. No, you're already too deep, bro. You got to keep going. Another red flag. Next month, another red flag. And I kept convincing myself that it was going to work out. But my intuition, fuck, it was loud, man. I didn't pay attention to that. I disrespected it. I pushed it away. So I went through depression. I went back to drinking, smoking, not taking care of myself. And I felt a lot of pain, anger. And so that's not the only moment that I've felt that I've been rejected or that things haven't worked out in my life, right? And sometimes you can go through those paths and feel as if like, far out, man, like, why is this happening? But I have to tell you, like at the end, when I had to stand up for myself and speak my truth and finish it, even though I'd lost so much money, I got to say that I knew, like when one of my mentors, David Powertalk from New York, when he said, bro, I want you to stop everything. And when he said that, there was something there, and I was just like, oh man, this is crazy. I can't believe where I'm at. But there was something there that was telling me, man, this has happened to you for a reason. Like, I know that it's hard to fathom the reason as to why you've had to go through this, but you had to. You had to go through it. So whatever you're going through in your life right now, it's happening to you for a reason, man. It's fucking building you. It's so good for you. I know that it hurts, and I know that it doesn't make sense. But you made some choices in your life that have got you into this situation. And if you're dealing with a health situation, then I'm not trying to discredit you in that case, because I know that health circumstances are a little bit different, right? But I'm talking about like relationships. I'm talking about like your life situations, okay? That you can change the choices that you make every single day so that you can start to live a better way, a different way. And know that, yeah, this can be a sign from you. This can be a sign where you actually start paying a little bit more attention to yourself, where you start to actually feel that something's off, something's not right, and you start to trust yourself a little bit more, you know? And this is part of self-love. This is why I always say, man, like, I coach. This is what I do. I coach you to fall madly in love with yourself. It's the fucking best. It is. It's the shit. Like, it's the freaking thing that will set you free. When you start loving yourself, don't be afraid of you. Start really, really appreciating who it is that you are, all your flaws, your imperfections. Fuck what people think. You didn't come here to live how other people want you to live, or how other people think you should live, or how other people want you to live. You came here to honor your soul, reconnect with your truth, trust yourself, speak your truth, and honor your energy and protect that shit. Don't just give it away so easily. Not everybody deserves your energy. Remember that your energy is currency and it's expensive. So what are you worth? Do you just give it away easily? Are you open to everyone? Or maybe you're going to step back and say, you know what? Yeah, time to love me a little bit more. Time to say no to people. Time to respect me. Time to honor me. Time to fall back and do the work. Do the work on me. Time to pay attention to my feelings, my emotions, my thoughts. It's time to change the fucking story in your head that's been playing over and over and over, that majority of the time probably isn't even your fucking story. It's just the bullshit relationships that you've gone through in the past, that maybe friendships, that maybe people have manipulated your mind to make you think that you're a piece of shit, that you're not good enough, that you're not intelligent, that you're never going to be successful, that you're never going to attract a better person in your life. You're never going to be happy. You're not going to be able to cope or survive on your own. What other stories are there? What other stories are there going on in your head right now that are unhealthy? Because majority of the time, those thoughts, they're not even yours. And you're listening to them, and they're lowering your vibration, and you're believing them, and that's becoming your reality. Thoughts become things. Continue to listen to that negative story, that negative narrative that plays over and over and over in your head, and you'll continue to not go anywhere, to think that you can't change, to think you're not good enough, to let the opinions of others, to let your mind tell you that, no, you can't change. No, can't do it. Can't do it. I'm proof of it. I'm fucking proof of it, because I was the worst person to overthink and self-doubt. Easily triggered, get so embarrassed in front of people when it's time for me to speak or share something in front of like 10 people or 20 people. Face goes red, get all nervous and shit, can't fucking speak. Oh, fuck, what if I fuck up? What if this? What if that? What if that? What if you succeed? What if things come good? What if you keep doing it and you get really confident? What if you just keep practicing? What if you keep leaning into fear? What if you keep doing what's uncomfortable so that you can get comfortable with what's uncomfortable for you? What happens then? Where could you go after that? So what if things did turn out positive, well for you? Change the mindset. Change the way you think. Like, we're living in scarcity and fear because that's all around us. We continue to be surrounded by negativity and that bullshit. You're going to continue to have that in your mind. Like, change the mindset to like, what if things actually turn out for me? What if I start believing in myself? What if I start really like doing things differently, loving myself? Like how you would love someone else. Why don't you start doing that to you? How you take care of other people and show kindness to other people. Start doing that for yourself. Start respecting yourself. It's like keeping those promises to yourself, making a commitment. You know, why do you make a commitment to someone else, or keep a date or a time where you hang out with your friends? You keep that, but you can't make a commitment to yourself and promise something to yourself, and then you don't follow through. You're not staying accountable to yourself. So why disrespect yourself? Why are you lowering? You're basically teaching yourself that you're not valuable. And when I talk about energy, your energy is currency and it's expensive. Well, how expensive are you? How cheap are you? Do you just give it away all the time? Or do you want to protect it? You want to increase your value? Because remember this, man, you don't get paid for your time. You get paid for the value that you bring to the marketplace. You don't get paid for your time. You get paid for your value. So how valuable are you? What are you willing to do to increase the value of who it is that you are? How much love and positivity are you willing to pour into yourself? Because when you make you strong, that shit will spill over to everyone around you. But you got to take care of you first. Right? We've got people walking around fucking pouring from empty cups, trying to help people. They've got nothing for themselves. You've got nothing left to give. And then you wonder why you're feeling drained. You wonder why you're unhappy. You wonder why you're unhealthy. Because you're giving more to others than you give to yourself. It's okay. I know. There's so many people I see on my social media platforms that say, it's easy for you to say, or it's easier said than done. Of course, it's fucking easier said than done if you don't do anything, right? You can keep living in those kind of excuses. It's easier said than done. Well, yeah, it is if you don't start taking action, if you don't start changing things, if you don't start moving in a different direction, if you stop going around in circles, turn right, create your own road and leave a trail. That was one of my first videos that I posted on Instagram. And I said, yeah, stop going around in circles. Turn right, create your own road and leave a trail. So you want to make the most of your life, for real. You want to think about your legacy. You want to think about what will people say about you when you're no longer here? What kind of impact did you want to have on people? What kind of role model were you? How did you show up? Did you speak your truth? Did you stand up for what was right? Did you stand up for yourself? Did you lead by example? Did you say, hey, you know what? Fuck fear, self-doubt, overthinking. I don't have time for that shit. That's not part of my life. I'm going to become aware of that shit and I'm going to create a new mind. I'm going to reprogram it. You want to let go of a lot of things that you may be holding on to, right? You want to practice forgiveness. You want to know that everything that you let go of, even though it's challenging, even though it's hard, and I know that some of us have been through some really traumatic, abusive experiences that are absolutely traumatizing, like really emotionally stressful. And those emotions are still suppressed. And some of these experiences are shameful. They're not easy to talk about, you know. I know that it's you know, you can be sitting there and going, yeah, but you don't know what I've been through. And I know, I know. I'm with you. I'm not here to tell you that it's easy. It's not. It's fucking hard. You know, but you're a powerful person. You're a fucking gladiator. You're a warrior. Like, you're more phenomenal than you can imagine. Like, if you're watching this right now, you're listening to this, you've got fucking greatness in you, man. You didn't come this far just to get this far. Like, you came this far just to hear this podcast, to listen to this live, for me to just remind you that you're brilliant, that you're so resilient, that you're extraordinary. That's what you came here for, just to hear this. Right? I'm speaking this. It's not me speaking. It's the universe is working through me, man. I'm just a vessel. I'm just a messenger. Like, sometimes I'm like, fuck, how do I do this shit? Where is this energy coming from? Like, how am I speaking like this? I'm just like, just go, bro. Just trust. Just speak, man. Just let it out. Like, just let the universe do its magic. You know, if you don't believe in magic, if you don't believe in miracles, you'll never fucking see them, right? If you keep being a skeptic, it will never be there. But if you believe, man, amazing things will happen. 33. I just looking at my podcast recording numbers, and I just went past 33. Powerful numbers, man. So there's something very simple. Believe in yourself. And I know that you can say, well, how do I believe in myself? It's not just about saying it. You got to do. You got to move. You got to take action, right? If you think about your life, there's so many different aspects of your life that you have to work with, you know, and it's not easy. And that's why, you know, I mean, we're very blessed in this technological age to have social media to learn things from, you know, and I've had to invest a lot of time in learning from podcasts and YouTube videos, and educating myself, learning from others, and then integrating and implementing those into my life, and then speaking about it. You know, a lot of the quotes or a lot of the information, sometimes when I speak, I hear Les Brown, I hear Tony Robbins, I hear who else do I hear? I don't know. Those are the two that come to my mind. But you know, there's no excuses. The only excuse is the ones you create and allow them to stay for you to not move in the right direction in your life. You know, you can have, this is Les Brown, you can have reasons or results. Reasons, create the reasons as to why you can't do what you want to do or achieve what you want to achieve, or you can have results and you can take action and you can believe in yourself and you can screw what people are thinking of you and what people say, and you can just stand up for your rights. Stand up for your rights. Yeah. Power to the people. That's what we're talking about here. But you know what? I got to take this moment, man. I'm just very grateful. I have a beautiful family that supported me, that, you know, sometimes maybe didn't understand my journey. But they sure as hell do right now. That's for sure. I'm very blessed, man. You know, I know that there's some people out there that, you know, when I talk about leaning into your fear or your triggers or your emotions, or, you know, people judging you, for example, and it could be your people that are really close to you, like your family, right? And you try to move towards that fear of communication and trying to help them understand what you need and how you feel and why you're being triggered, why you're reacting that way. And you feel that maybe if you let them know that they could help you, but actually doesn't work because they can't hear you, because they're only able to relate to you from their own experiences of what they've been through in their life, and they can't even fathom what you're trying to tell them. And so what's actually happening in your life is you're trying to help them by understanding you, but they're not. And so what you realize is that you have to actually move away in order for you to keep growing, right? That some people, even your family, they're just not going to get you. And you got to keep evolving anyway. You got to keep trusting yourself. You got to keep taking action on you. You got to keep believing in your journey, right? And knowing that the one thing you're doing is you're loving yourself. You're respecting yourself. You're honoring your truth, right? You're not lowering yourself or closing yourself or hiding yourself because some people don't vibe with what you do, right? This is the delicate dance. This is like it's not easy. But the truth is that in hope that they will eventually come around. But again, everyone's journey is different. You know, I'm trying to relate through my experiences with my family. But at the same time, everyone's got different families. Everyone's got different experiences, right? But I truly believe that sometimes it just takes time for people to realize the truth. Sometimes it takes time for people to realize that you're going in a different direction, right? You have a different belief system, right? You don't think like they do. You think differently. You know, and everyone's life is different. Again, you're not supposed to compare yourself. You're not supposed to shrink yourself, right? If you believe that you can change the world and that's what you're here for, then go and do it, right? Stop talking about it and go and do it. You believe that you want to do something in your life, go and do it every fucking day until you achieve it. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it well and believing in myself, right? Because I know that through my work, I'm helping more people believe in themselves as well. Because I didn't believe in myself at the start. You know, I definitely had support from my family and my friends that, you know, did help me, because at the beginning you feel a bit crazy, you feel a bit odd, you know. And it's a whole journey. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep taking action. You got to keep showing up, you know. But I think it's in this journey, it is easier said than done, right? But I also believe that it's also as simple as continuing on. Like, no matter what happens, just keep going. Like, you need to know yourself. This is where it's at. You need to know your truth. You need to have that deeper desire, connection with yourself, right? Of who it is that you are and what it is that you're trying to achieve, right? It's not about, you need to really be connected. Like, be aware of your ego, be aware of your thoughts, be aware of your truth, your intuition, your vibes, your deeper connection to your soul. Like, be aware of that shit and know exactly who it is that you are and where you're going, and whether or not the investment that you're making into whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, that's really you. Is that you, or that's you trying to impress the world? Because you want to keep going and going and going on that journey, and then question yourself and say, hey, is this for real? Or is this, why am I doing this? Right? Because you want to ask yourself those questions, because sometimes you can be going in the wrong direction because of that's what you think is good. Right? And so you want to really know yourself. And that's why, there's the whole self-love, especially from a male's point of view. I really advocate for self-love. And that's why I say, I coach you to fall madly in love with yourself. Because once you do that, you build that real strong connection and strong relationship with yourself, right? Where you start doing what's right for you without feeling guilty for doing so. You trust yourself, you listen to that intuition. And what happens, you raise your vibration, right? You start living on a higher level, which means you start really protecting your peace, protecting your energy. That becomes really valuable to you. And then what happens is basically you start saying more yes to you all the time. You become the number one priority. You realize that, okay, not everybody deserves my time and energy, right? How do I get the most out of me, right? Is that by saying no to people, right? By not being afraid to do exactly what's right for you, by being judged, right? You have to be willing to be judged, because it's just how it is. As soon as you go a different direction, people will look at you weird, or people won't understand you. That's okay. Just be misunderstood. Keep going, right? But when you have this relationship, like at the start for me, what it was a desire for change. So I started making changes. Right? It was, I'm going to move to Poland. I'm going to move to my sister's house. I'm going to save $100,000 and I'm going to open a gym. That was my target. Like, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, wow, this is great. Okay, how do I make this happen? Okay, learn, like, you will become a personal trainer, go do it, get a certificate and do that. And so it was taking action, right? And then I was like, okay, I got this job. I got 2 jobs to save money. Okay. And then go and learn how to do this. So I had a vision and I was taking action, but I hadn't stepped into my fear, or I hadn't stepped into self-love yet. This was like 2018, June, July, August. And then I found my fear, because I realized that, wow, Luke, you want to open a gym, right? But you're afraid of public speaking. Like, how do you want to facilitate a group of people and teach them fitness exercises or whatever it is in your gym if you're afraid of public speaking? You're afraid of standing in front of people and talking. And see, because of the action that I was taking in my life to change, to do something different, it led me to the realization that, wow, I needed to work on my speaking abilities. I needed to work on that. So what happened, man? I'm sitting on YouTube all the time. I'm watching different content, and then an ad comes up from Mindvalley, which is like a self-education platform, right? And it's like, man, the universe works in mysterious ways. And if you don't believe in miracles or you don't believe in magic, you'll never see it. And that was like a miracle. I saw the ad and I went in, I did a masterclass. I purchased the course. Then another course came up. I did the masterclass. I purchased that course. So at the same time, I was doing 3 different courses because I was so invested in change. I was so invested in it. I was like, nah, man, this is my time. It's time to invest in Luke. Right? And that led me to the speaking course that changed my life, which is called Speak and Inspire on Mindvalley. And hence why, I don't know if you guys are not a part of the Dream Chasers on Facebook, then I encourage you to join. It is my private Facebook community. It's nearly 2,000 people on there. It's amazing. So many extraordinary people from there or on there. But that was what inspired me as well, because I was in that group and there were so many people that were loving on me, supporting me while I was doing this course on speaking, where I was so afraid, So I started to build some confidence there. But it was such an inspiration and it taught me so much. But that program was where I connected with Luke, where I woke up to like loving myself. I remember doing the mirror exercise in that program, and the first time I did it, it was amazing to realize how freaking scared I was of myself. Like, when I think about that now, it pisses me off, because I'm just like, fuck, like people, like the person that you're running away from the most is yourself. Like that was me, man. I was running away from Luke my whole life, thinking that I was going to receive like external validation and gratification from having a nice car, being in a relationship, having materialistic possessions, looking cool, getting drunk all the time and shit. It's like, man, nothing external will make you happy. You keep trying to run away and suppress those emotions. Suppress the truth of what's deep within yourself, that you don't love yourself, that you don't accept yourself, that you think you're not intelligent, that you're not good enough. You're never going to be happy. You're going to keep comparing yourself to others. So I remember that, and I was just like, fuck, I can't believe how uncomfortable I am to look at myself in the mirror and talk to me. So as you can imagine, guys, and I'd always say this, it's on the back of my whiteboard in my office, and it says the most valuable possession in your life is the relationship that you have with yourself. And the most important relationship that you should have is the relationship with yourself, right? Because if you don't have you, you'll lose yourself to everything else, right? And that's why it's so important to have a relationship with yourself, to have your own back, right? To be your own cheerleader, to not need external validation, right? I'm not a better person because I've got over, 250,000 followers on TikTok, or, over 10,000 followers on Instagram. That makes me like I'm so good, right? It's not about the numbers or the likes. It's not about the car. We're always seeking that circumstance, that future event. When I get that, I'll be happy. When I achieve this, I'll be happy. It's a load of shit. Happiness comes from progress, but it also comes from knowing that you're enough. And how do you know when you're enough? When you're no longer relying on anyone else outside of you to let you know that you're enough, because you got your own back, and you fucking tell you that you're enough. You validate yourself. You gratify yourself. You show up for yourself every single day. You make promises. You keep them. You make commitments. You stick to them. So today, this is your sign, your message that you've been waiting for. I double dare you for the next 6 months to just focus on you. No announcements. Just fall back and do the work. And check yourself in 6 months' time. And look back and go, freak me hell. It's not even a word, but I did that. Wow. Look at who I am today. What else can I do? What more from life can I achieve? How much more greatness do I have within myself? How much more power do I have? How much more power do I have that I don't know about? I surprise myself. I didn't know I could get here. I'm like, damn. Okay, I didn't know, but I was saying it. I was saying I'm going to be the best motivational speaker in the world. I was saying it, man. Tony Robbins getting old. He needs a replacement. I was saying it. I'm speaking it. I'm saying I'm the best. Right? This is not me standing up in vanity with my ego. It's just me not comparing myself to anyone. It's me being the best for me. You're not here to be better than anyone. You're here to be the best fucking version of yourself. You're here to shine your light real bright. Turn the volume up. Live your best life. Stand up for your truth. Do what's right for you. And don't feel guilty for doing so. But that takes some work. It takes some work on you. For showing up for yourself, loving yourself unconditionally. Your imperfections, everything that you have. Everything that you've been through. Letting go of the shit that you're holding on to. Forgiving yourself even for some of the things that you've done in the past. Let it go so you can grow, man. The more that you let go of shit that doesn't serve you, especially internally, emotions, negative energy, resentment, let go of that shit, the more you make space. The more you make space for more positive energy, for more blessings for you to keep within yourself. Right? And that's what I am now. I'm just a vessel of positive energy, right? Love, compassion, empathy, understanding, right? And I'm unconsciously positive all the time. I'm fucking pouring, man, all the time. Why? Because I took care of me, because I love me, because I built a strong relationship with me, because I said no to everything else. I said, you know what? I've had relationships, I've been rejected. I've had more relationships, I've been rejected. Never had a relationship with myself though. So why not try? So what happened? Luke Mindpower happened. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you all. I have so much gratitude for everybody who tunes into my podcast, for everyone on Instagram, everyone on Facebook, everyone on TikTok, all my social media platforms, YouTube, even on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, I'm on Twitter. All you people in the Dream Chasers, my beautiful clients in the Superpower Mastermind, I have so much gratitude for you. I'm so blessed to be doing what I'm doing. I love you all so much. The only reason I say that is because I love me so much. And when you love yourself so much, you love the world, you love the universe, right? You love everything that you're connected with. And what are you connected with? You're connected with life, existence. You're connected with the world. You're connected with nature, all the animals. Because we are one. You're never alone. We're always connected. We're always here. It's like collective consciousness. We are all energy. We are all part of this beautiful place. So it's time. Let's start that 6 months today. Episode 107. I wonder in 6 months' time what episode I'm going to be on. I probably reckon maybe 140, 6 months' time. We'll see. Anyway, guys, I hope you have an amazing day. Sending you so much love. Believe in yourself, man. You are so much more powerful than you can think. And I know that if you're struggling right now, if you're going through something tough, it's building you. It's there for a reason. It's going to make sense. It doesn't right now. It's okay. Keep going. You're amazing. I'll talk to you soon. Catch you later.